Hola, buenos dias, guys. John here. I am in Playa del Carmen, just doing my morning jog on Calle Quinta. This is the 5th Avenue, the main street where everyone goes walking and shopping, drinking. This is packed at night, but it's like 8 in the morning right now. I think 8:30. Things are just barely starting to open. People are preparing, getting their stores ready and stuff. And then a lot of people just getting ready to get their day started. If they're like tourists, they're ready to go do some activities, and a bunch of people jogging too, doing their exercise. So I wanted to do this while I'm taking a break on my jog. I just ran a couple miles and to the end of this. So I'm kind of like at the beginning. This is Calle 34 and Calle 5. The cross street is 5 and 34. So this is where we're kind of going to go down the beginning to where like all the nightlife starts. And then you can see all the people here are waiting for like a bus or a taxi or whatever, colectivo, where they're going to go if they don't have a car rental. If you're going to stay in Playa del Carmen, you don't really need a car. You could just walk and walk all the way, but you're going to need a car if you're going to go anywhere else, like Cancun, Tulum, and go do all that stuff. I'm going to talk about the things I like about Playa del Carmen, Cancun, and Tulum, and what I don't like and do like. So like I was saying, is you don't really need a car in Playa del Carmen. You can walk everywhere or take a taxi for cheap. But if you're going to go anywhere else, then a car is necessary. Tulum and Cancun, you're going to need a car. Tulum, not really. You can ride a bike. Here's this famous bar over here that's packed every night, Bar Loco. This is like the center part right here of Playa del Carmen, where they got the mall right here. And there's the Hilton down the street right here. There's the beach. The beach is right there. This is where you start to see the first part where we came from back there is mainly like local shops. And then this part, once you pass the center and you have this Quinta Avenue Mall, you'll see the Forever 21 right here. This is where you're gonna start to see all the American name brand stores, still mixed with some local Mexican stores. But this is where it starts to turn more into like the nightlife and what do you call it? More souvenirs and like expensive shops. Haagen-Dazs, there's the Apple store, Pandora, the Forever 21, Victoria's Secret. And then at the very end of this street is you're gonna see another mall, and that's where the ferry is if you're gonna go to Cozumel or Isla Mujeres. So things I like about Playa del Carmen is that there's a lot of things to do, whether it's day or night. You can see right here, plenty of stores. Just keep walking down this thing. It's probably about a 2-mile stretch, maybe 2.5 miles, 3 miles. And then it's nothing but shops, people, lots of things you can do, people watching, lots of ice cream shops, restaurants, bars. You can just go and drink at every bar and just sit there and people watch. It's very nice. Playa del Carmen is cheaper than Cancun and Tulum. It's maybe like half the price of what you'll find in the other places. And for me, I like Playa del Carmen because it's in the middle. Cancun is like the tourist trap where all the tourists that have never been to Cancun all stay, and they stay on the resort, they never leave. There's so much to explore, and they just do one of those all-inclusive things like and pay like $400 a night, $300, $400, $500 a night, and they just stay there. I don't really like that. I've done that a couple times, but you get bored. To me, it's the same as like being on a cruise ship where you just pay and you stay on the cruise ship and all the activities are there, the food, the casino, the whatever, the drinks and the restaurants and the activities are all there. And like that's why I don't like going on cruises, because I don't like being stuck in one place. I want to be able to go around, and there's just so many things that you can do. You know, Cancun has all the high-end shopping as well, more high-end than here, and high-end malls, high-end movie theaters, restaurants, and they got nightlife too, but they've got the same kind of bars over here in Playa del Carmen, and they're all on one street. So here you could just walk back to your hotel. Cancun, the hotel zone is spread apart. The one thing I like about Cancun is that the beaches are nicer there. There's not as much seaweed. But if you come here during the summertime, there's a ton of seaweed, and it's typhoon season, so there's a lot of storms and typhoons. But right now it's rainy season, but it's nice. No rain yet. It only rained once, but it wasn't too bad since we've been here. And the best times to come are from like October till about April or May. That would be the best time. Winter time is like prime time to come here. Like Thanksgiving to New Year's are like the peak times, and in between during that time you'll find some off-peak times where the prices are cheaper and it's still empty. October has a lot of cheap times as well, but sometimes you might still catch the rainy season. That's kind of the tail end of the rainy season. But yeah, like Playa del Carmen, like I was saying, is in the middle. So you can drive to Cancun, it's about 30-40 minutes. You can drive to Tulum, which is another like an hour. And then like the Xcaret parks is like these adventure nature parks. Amazing parks. You gotta definitely go there if you're gonna come here. Do not come to Cancun and not stop by there. They got like 5 parks that are under their umbrella. So they got the Xcaret, they got Explore, they have Zelha, they have Senses, and then I think there's one more. I can't remember what the other one is. If I remember, I'll mention it. But in the order that you guys should go to those, Xcaret first. Then if you like adrenaline stuff, Explore has like zip lining. Xcaret has like underground rivers that you can go swimming. They got shows and like a nice beach. And the thing about these parks is that they're all inclusive, so it includes drinks and food, like buffets, and even alcoholic drinks are included. And it's only like $100 to go for a day for the tickets. And then Senses, doesn't have the food, you gotta pay. That Senses is more of a place where you take pictures, and it's like optical illusions where it kind of plays with your mind psychologically, and you get really cool pictures. It's a great experience. It's small, so you're not gonna get to do much over there. So that one, so you probably wanna go do Xcaret first, which is the best out of all of them for a first time. If you go there second, third time, it's not as nice as the first time. But they also have the swimming with the dolphins thing over there, which you can do. I did it there. And then you can do it at Zelha. Zelha is my favorite place out of all of them. It's more of a nature. They have a lagoon, and you get to swim down the mangroves from the beginning of the mangrove all the way down to the lagoon. And you know, it's really nice. You get to see all these kinds of fishes. It's more natural. And they also have the dolphin activity over there. But the dolphin activity over there is a lot better. It's a bigger pool, and there aren't as many people. And if you're lucky, if you go on an off season, your group that you do the dolphin activity might not be as full. Like we went during the quarantine, and we just happened to be lucky where we got to do the underwater helmet diving with the dolphins. It was like a 30-minute thing under the water, and we got to pet the dolphins, take a ton of pictures with them, and do tricks with them and stuff. And the people were telling us you're extremely lucky because this thing is usually full, and you guys got to enjoy it private, like a private session. And normally to get a private session, you'd have to buy out the entire group, which is like 8 to 10 people that you'd have to pay for those tickets to get that. So we enjoyed that, and we did it again when we came back, but this time there were more people with us and the experience just wasn't the same. So yeah, so do Zelha is like the favorite. So do Xcaret, then Explore, that has like ATV, zip lining, all the adrenaline stuff. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, then skip the Explore. So then if you skip Explore, then you can do Senses, and then Zelha. I like Zelha. You could keep Zelha for last, so that way you could save the best for last. That's for my preference. So yeah, do the Zelha last so you can have that as your final and best memory. And each time we've gone, we always go to Zelha every time we come to Cancun. And it's always a great experience. It's relaxing, and you feel like that beach vibe, and you know, you get to be closer to nature and swim with the fish. The lagoon part is the best part, and they have this huge water slide over there that goes in circles. Haven't done it yet, but I want to do it. It's kind of scary. It's really high, a high like tower, and it goes in circles and circles and circles all the way to the bottom. My girlfriend's scared to do it, so we haven't gone and done it, but maybe the next trip. But anyways, yeah, I'm walking down to the beach right now here in Playa del Carmen. I'm gonna show you guys the seaweed so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Here's some more restaurants and stuff on the side, so you can see. This is the Calle Ocho. And this is a nice hotel right here. So here's the beach right here. And if you get to a place where they don't really manage the seaweed, the seaweed starts to rot, and they leave it on the beach and it just starts rotting. Or they might clean it up and they just pile it up somewhere, they don't really take it away. Then it starts to rot, lots of flies, the smell. So you can see right here, look at all that. All the seaweed right here. They got the guys right there cleaning it up, and they have the wheelbarrows. I'm gonna walk over there so you guys can see. They got the wheelbarrows. Look at all that. Doesn't smell too bad right now, but if you can see it in the ocean, that all the seaweed out there. The sand is nice. It's like powder, white powder. Plenty of stuff to do. See these guys cleaning up. They wheel them away in the wheelbarrow. ¿Dónde llevas el sargazo? Ajá. Oh. Wow. So I just asked her, where do they bring the seaweed? They said they bring it to a processing plant and they dry it up and then they grind it up and it turns it into like a powder and they just dump it somewhere, almost like fertilizer. But I've seen some resorts where they just dump it somewhere on the side and then it starts to stink. But they do this every day. Cada día. ¿Cuál temporada no hay sargazo? Ya no hay sargazo. Yeah, so like they were saying is that like in November, that's when the seaweed stops coming. So you're gonna plan your trip, plan it, or like what I said, around the October, November time, and then you'll have a much better experience, a cleaner ocean, and also less people, and cheaper, and no smell, and none of the seaweed. Like this stuff will get in your shorts, in your bikini, in your shoes, everything. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but right now the smell ain't so bad. So because they do a good job of cleaning it over here, but just be careful. Check the spots where you're going to be staying, what people have written about the reviews, if they just leave it or they don't have anybody managing cleaning it. So then you're going to want to find another place to stay. Taking out the seaweed with a bulldozer. Another thing, guys, if you smoke weed or whatever, there's gonna be a lot of guys here that are gonna try to sell you weed. So don't buy it from them. Because like I heard of some of the scams that I did research on, is some of these guys that will sell you the weed or whatever. They've got a deal with the cops. So what they do is they'll sell you the weed, then they'll tell the cops that they just sold you some weed, and then the cops will shake you down for cash. You know, so it's kind of like a coordinated effort. So just be careful with that. You know, if you're gonna go buy weed, get it from someone that you met. You know, maybe like a server or waitress, person who gives a massage or whatever, not one of these people that are actually trying to solicit you to buy weed and stuff. So, and just know you ain't gonna find no fucking chronic down here. It's all the Mexican cartel weed. So that's all you're gonna get. And average price is around maybe like, so like I just got a half an ounce from a friend over here, and it was like good quality Mexican weed. It's just like, it's not going to be the California or like the dank or whatever that you're used to smoking in the US. It's going to be like the high-end Mexican weed. There's still a little bit of seeds, but not that much, and it's decent, you know. So I paid like $100 for like a half ounce of that stuff. and I just rolled a bunch of joints so I can bring it with me wherever I go. And you know, don't get desperate to where you're looking for it and you just get it from one of the guys selling on the streets, because like I said, that could happen to you. And not only that, if they don't do that to you, then you're just going to overpay regardless for whatever it is they're selling, because they're going to try and sell you like eighth for like $60 of like some shitty like low quality Mexican weed. So that's another tip I wanted to give you guys. Another thing that's cool here in Playa del Carmen is that you can find massages for cheap. Like if you try to get a massage in Cancun or Tulum, it's gonna be really expensive. And here they got them for like $25 an hour, but you gotta go over there. But I have a friend that does massage and they can come to the hotel. So, you know, if you guys need a massage, let me know. I'll put you in touch with her. That way you guys can get service at your place, because most of the massage stuff here, they won't come to your spot and they'll make you have to do it in their little office or whatever that's above. And you'll see it range from like, the cheapest you'll see is like the $25, but then the average is like 30 to 40, and then sometimes $50. Or sometimes you'll see couples massages, two people for like $50. So yeah, that's another thing that's cool about Playa del Carmen that I forgot to mention, is that you'll get that, whereas in Cancun it'll cost you like $40 for like 30 minutes. So it won't really be worth it for you to get a massage in Cancun unless you're staying there. You have no choice, then you can find it. And a lot of times if you get it at the hotel you're staying at, it's going to be even more expensive. It's going to be like $100 to $200. So that's something to be aware of as well. So getting a massage in the hotel room from my friend. They give massages over here in Playa del Carmen in Cancun, and they'll come to your hotel. They can do it on your bed. If you really need a massage bed, they can find one. Si alguien quiere una cama de masajes, ustedes pueden conseguir algo. Pero if you don't want one, it's fine. They can do it on the bed. And especially if your hotel will not allow, you got to check with them if they will allow the guests to come in for the massage, because some of them might not allow it, because they have a massage spa on premises, so they don't want like them coming on. So just check with them first, and if that's okay. And then if you guys would like a hotel or home service massage, let me know and I'll put you in touch with them. All right, gracias. So you're gonna see a lot of places like that one behind me where they sell tours. Sometimes you might get a deal, but other times, you know, they got to make a commission. But if you're going to go to the Xcaret parks, my suggestion is go directly on the website. They have a lot of promotions on there. Sometimes MasterCard, if you use your MasterCard, they give like 25% off. Or sign up for the email newsletter, so that way you'll be notified when they have a new special on the tickets, and that way you'll save some money. And like the way you could save money with some of these tour guys is where if it's too late, where you're going the next day or whatever, it's too late to buy it on the website with a discount, because you got to buy it at least 1 to 2 days in advance. These guys can save you money if you're going to do all the parks. They have like a package deal, and you can buy like multiple parks and they'll give you a package deal, and it'll include a bus ride down there. So it's kind of worth it in that sense. I did that the first time, and but now I just get it online and drive myself. I don't need to take the bus. It's a lot faster. Parking's free too. So going back to things I like and don't like, we'll start with Playa del Carmen. Things I like: it's central, it's got lots of things to do, it's cheaper, and beach is nice too. It's not too much wave. The waves aren't like crashing, so it's safe to swim for the kids and stuff. And if you don't really know how to swim, plenty of tourists here if you like, but it's like early in the morning and already got to be doing the workout and walking and checking out. You could already see that there's a lot of people in the streets, and it starts early. What are some other things you like about Playa del Carmen?
The shopping.
The shopping, yeah, there's plenty of shopping. Anything else? Lots of tequila places.
Beach, that is clear water.
Yeah, the beach is clean here too. I think I mentioned everything. Lots of restaurants, tons of restaurants. Some vegan options too, vegetarian. I'm vegetarian vegan, so I'm always looking for spots to eat like that, and found some good places. The things I don't like about Playa del Carmen, if you don't really like a lot of noise or a lot of people, then you're not gonna like this place, because there's lots of parties, tons of tourists, so there's always a lot of people. If you're looking for something more secluded, then you're gonna want maybe something like Tulum or one of the places on the way to Tulum. Then there's a lot of places that you'll be able to find that are empty, small towns where you get that small town Mexico beach vibe. Some people like that. I like that sometimes, but I get that feeling when I go on surf trips, so I don't really need that here. The other things I don't like, of course, the crowds here, the noise, and like the food and stuff. Even though it's cheap, it's still expensive by Mexico standards. It's tourist prices, and there's no, like, if you have a car, there's no free parking here. Like, a lot of the places don't have parking, so you have to pay. So even that hotel I stayed at, they don't have a parking, and you got to pay parking, which is like $15 a day, $10 to $15 a day. And like some of the parking lots you got to pay every time you come in and leave, so that can add up. So you got to find a parking lot that will allow you to stay. And while I'm on the subject of a car, then like, if you're gonna rent a car, don't book it ahead of time. Book it when you get to the airport. They have a bunch of booths there that are waiting. They're all gonna try and get you to rent a car. Don't go through Hertz or any of Hertz's umbrella company, that they're gonna rip you off. Surprisingly, the one that I found that's really cheap is called Europa Car, like Europe with an A at the end, Europa Car. And you can get them down to as low as like $30 a day with full insurance on the off-peak. And right now, I was able to get it to them from them for about $50 to $60 a day with full coverage. And you know, they're gonna start really high, and you just tell them, hey, no, look, I came here before and I only got it for $30 a day. You got to give me a better price. And like, they'll give you the smallest car for the cheapest, and then they'll upgrade you to like a mid-sized car for like $5 more per day. And like, you can you got to be careful when you're signing all the stuff, because you're gonna try and do all the upsells on the gas and all that stuff. Just make sure you decline all that, because you could get the gas for cheaper at the spots. And you know, like, I've tried booking online ahead of time, and you end up paying a lot more. And Hertz and all those companies, they charge you a fee for using your credit card on top of that. And then Europa Car will take a credit card without a fee, so you'll save like 4% on the credit card fee. But anyways, back to some of the things I don't like about Playa del Carmen is that you know, a lot of tourists. So, you know, if you don't like that, then don't come here. What are some other things? What are some things you don't like about Playa del Carmen?
Sometimes the beach is dirty.
Yeah, sometimes the beach is dirty, like right now with the seaweed, but that's a problem all across Tulum and Playa del Carmen. Sometimes in Cancun too, but not as bad as in Cancun. What else? Right, yeah, Playa del Carmen is a great place. Like, that's pretty much it. Those bad things that I mentioned are pretty much the things. You know, it's safe. I like it. It's really safe. You can see there's a lot of police presence. There's soldiers. There's soldiers right here. Here's the famous statues. A lot of people hang out here during the day. It's really nice. And then this is where the ferry is for when you want to go to Isla Mujeres or Cozumel. I've done Isla Mujeres. It's a small island, not much to do. And I just met some people that live in Cozumel, American guy who moved to Cozumel 25 years ago. And they're telling me like Cozumel's like 20 times bigger than Isla Mujeres, or I don't know about 20 times, but they said it's a lot bigger than Isla Mujeres, and there's a lot more things to do. So they're inviting us to go to Cozumel, and I think we're gonna go, maybe not on this trip, but on the next trip we'll go down to Cozumel when maybe when they have one of their Mardi Gras festivals, because they kept telling us to come down for Mardi Gras. It's gonna be a great experience. So we're coming to the end right now. After you see those the arch, the statue arch back there, that's when you come up to the end. And here's the other mall. And then to the left right here, where these rocks are, you're gonna go left, and that's where you're gonna take the ferry down to Isla Mujeres or Cozumel. And they have ferries like every hour, so don't worry. But if you're gonna, sometimes they have a cutoff where you gotta make it before a certain time, or else you won't be able to go. The ferry's right there. right there. And so here's the other mall. We're gonna walk around. So you can see like they got all the American spots here. They got Krispy Kreme, Old Navy, Zara. This is Zara. Yours. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Playa del Carmen pros and cons. So I'm gonna talk about Tulum now. Tulum is a great place. It's got it used to be like a sleepy old Mexican local beach town where a lot of hippies and yoga people and all that stuff like going. But then since Instagram came out, it kind of messed it up, where all the Insta thoughts and the douchebags all go down there and party and like to show off on their social media that they're there. It's still a cool place to check out, but it's overrated. The prices have shot up. It's just ridiculous. And like the place isn't as good as it used to be. So I wouldn't go. I don't really like going there. Like if you look at the hotels and stuff, the hotels are like more like palapas and the old school stuff that people came to Mexico for, to get into beach town, made of like bamboo and like palm tree, the palm leaves and stuff. So, you know, that's why people go there. But there's other cities in Mexico where it's much better than Tulum. Like Puerto Escondido is a new place that it's kind of like the new Tulum, where it's like a surf town. I love that place because it's a surf town, but it's slowly turning into the next Tulum. A lot of the Instagram people are going there. There's a ton of yoga and hippies there. They all move there. And the only thing is now it's starting to get expensive over there because it's still cheap, still super cheap, but it's starting to get expensive because just like what happened in Tulum, it's starting in that stages to where people are discovering it. There's a ton of Europeans over there and stuff. So now it's the next Tulum. But yeah, like Tulum has some cool spots, you know, that's why people go there, because it has like these bamboo things that are made of bamboo and like palm trees and stuff. And other than that, you know, there's a lot of like bars and like vegan spots. There's a lot of vegan spots there. I like that, but it's good for like a day trip or like a 2-day trip. But other than that, like the only people that stay there now are like, you'll see like a lot of douchebags. Like when I mean douchebags, they're like the beef head guys, the muscle guys, and that like to party and like, you know, kind of like Jersey Shore kind of thing, if you want a good picture of that. And then the girls that are just all about taking selfies and pictures and like, oh, I've got this many followers, and I need to show off to all, and then just showing off their ass and showing off that they're in Tulum, you know. So that's kind of the vibe that it turned into. So I don't really like that. So Tulum is overpriced and it's really far. It's about a 2-hour drive south of Cancun. About an hour drive south of Playa del Carmen. So, you know, it's worth a day trip. Check it out, take some pictures, but that's about it. And then that's kind of like the good and the bad that's good for Tulum. What's up at Tulum? On the beach, a lot quieter for some reason. And it's peak season, not really party like it usually is. There's like usually parties up and down the beach the entire time. And some sad news to bring to you guys is that the wooden statue of the Tulum that has the open chest on the street, they covered it because now the place that is doing it wants a charge. It's like 200 pesos for the tourists, and if you're local, they charge 70 pesos, which is like $10 for the tourists to take a photo, and you only get 5 photos. And the girl was telling us that the line is like 45 minutes to an hour to take a picture over there. So you know, it's kind of a bummer. I'm glad we got to take our pictures already before they did that. And, you know, it's becoming worse and worse. We just saw a new mall being built on the entryway coming in at Chedraui with a mall. There's even a fucking Carl's Jr. that they put over there. That's the first fast food place I've seen over here. And it's just another sign of like it turning into like Cancun, because it's like the tourist trap and things are so expensive. Even to rent these little things right here, you gotta spend $60 in drinks to use this spot. And even though it's empty, they don't care. They're just gonna bill you still. But you know, you get to hang out and park your car over there in the front. They have a security guard watch it and stuff. And like, there's still a lot of seaweed over here. It doesn't really matter. And this place is cool. It's called Hip Tulum. What is it called? Let me see. Well, they don't even have it. It was called Hip something Tulum. But yeah, it's a good spot. I like it, but it just doesn't have like, you know, any of the Tulum. Usually there's like words of like the Tulum somewhere where you can take pictures. Maybe like right there where there's some swings right there with a sign. You see all the seaweed here that dried up and got covered by the sand. So the cool thing at this hip place or whatever where we're staying at is that the turtles come at night and lay their eggs. So they said around 9 p.m. the turtles will come, and they're the only spot on this like beach right here where the turtles come. So we're gonna hang out till the turtles come and watch them lay their eggs. It'll be nice to see the turtles try to climb over. It'll be kind of hard for them to climb over this little hill and you know, go and lay their eggs. There's already some places where they laid the eggs, so they mark it and protect it with like these little teepee things. They look like teepees or pyramids, where they're telling you they have them numbered. It says the number and the turtle nest, and then it's got it right here, and then they got the other one right here. They got a bunch up and down right here, all the way up to the back over there. Some of the turtles go all the way far up there to lay their eggs. That thing right there has the big that big triangle thing too has turtles. So got our margaritas right here.
Señorita, is strawberry, ¿no? Mango? And one mango rocks.
All right.
It's okay?
Gracias. Sí, está bien.
Se me olvidó que hablas español. Spanglish.
Sí. So about to leave the hip hotel here in Tulum. So we went swimming, and I want to give you guys a tip because we were swimming in Playa del Carmen and had no problem with the sargasso seaweed, you know, when we were swimming in it, and even in the Playa Esmeralda. But then here, I noticed like the locals were telling us over there that the sargasso people would get rashes from it and stuff, but we never got it, so we didn't think that it would affect us. But now swimming after here, I noticed that, you know, my legs started getting super itchy from the sargasso seaweed hitting my legs, and I noticed it's because there's waves here. You can see that there's a lot of waves coming in, and all the other beaches that we went swimming at, there were no waves coming in. So that's what, you know, it was, the waves would push the sargasso into your skin, and it would like actually like prick you, you know. So that's when it starts to get really itchy, and like it was really like, you know, I had to wash it a lot of times with the shower. Lucky they have the shower here to wash the stuff. But yeah, that I can see now why. And the worker here was saying like, yeah, a lot of people, if they don't wash it off right away or try to wash it, then they start getting these like bumps or rashes later on at night. So just be careful. That I wanted to warn you guys and give you guys that heads up. All right, cool, thanks. I'm gonna talk about Cancun now. So Cancun has a lot of great restaurants and like high-end stuff, but again, it's the tourist trap. That's where all the tourists stay, so everything's gonna be super expensive over there. The resorts, the food, activities, all expensive, man. So like, you know, it's great to stay there maybe for like a couple days and then get it all out of your system, go party if you want, but you could party here a lot better. You know, the tourists here are different. Like in Cancun, there's a lot of family tourists, so there's more families doing their vacations in Cancun, and it's still romantic, but you know, it's more like the family scene and romantic thing. And they got those strip clubs over there. There's a bunch of strip clubs over there, whereas here you won't really find any strip clubs. Tulum, there's no strip clubs, not that I know of, at least. I think I saw one here in Playa del Carmen, but it wasn't open, and I might check it out one time. But anyways, Cancun is a great spot, but the resorts are older because it's an older city. So, you know, a lot of the places are run down. If you head down south a little bit, there's a place called Dreams Natura. That's an awesome place, but it's in the middle of nowhere. But it's a great resort. It's all inclusive, and it's in the middle of Cancun and Playa del Carmen. So I would stay there a lot too if we do the resort thing. They got a lot of things to do. It's high end. Everyone knows your name. They greet you by your name when you come in, when you leave. All the workers say hi. They call you by your Mr. whatever, your first name or your last name, and then they treat you like royalty. That was like the best experience I've had in a resort. But yeah, so like Cancun has some great restaurants and, you know, nightlife, and it's great to, you know, check it out for a couple days and get it out of your system. And then if you can, make your way down to Playa del Carmen, where I'm at right here, and then spend a majority of your time here because it's central. You'll be able to get to everywhere and you'll be able to enjoy a lot better. So that's my take on this after coming here. I've been coming here a lot and I fallen in love with it. I've been thinking about getting a place out here because in Playa del Carmen, you can find a place to rent for like $600 a month near the beach. Not oceanfront, but like maybe 1 or 2 streets down from the beach. And you'll never be bored because there's always things to do. There's tons of Americans, people that speak English. So you'll still feel like you're in America. Almost kind of like Miami in a little bit, it's kind of like how it feels. But Miami or Hawaii, Honolulu, Oahu, kind of feels like that. And more like Honolulu, not Miami. More like Oahu. That's what it feels like. But yeah, come down here, stay down here. You'll have a much better time. And, you know, you won't be bored because there's always things to do. It's easy to meet people here. But like I mentioned in one of my other videos, is it a place to come and meet girls? Not really. Unless you're willing to put in a lot of work, then you're gonna have to, you know, do like what you do wherever you're at right now. Like try and get to know the girl, not be weird, not be awkward, and like give off good vibes to where the girl won't feel scared to talk to you or whatever. So, you know, just that's it, man. It's not really a place where I haven't seen, you know, I've read in places where there's a lot of working girls here, but I haven't seen them. It's not like prevalent like in other places that I've seen in Mexico or other Latin American countries where it's just, they're everywhere. No, here it's more like tourists and stuff. So, you know, just be prepared. And like I said, it's a great place to bring someone you love or to fall in love with. Like, you know, if you have a girl that you really like and you want to take them somewhere nice, just follow the advice I gave you and you'll have a great time. Oh, another thing, before I forget, they have Cirque du Soleil here. It's not as good as the ones in Vegas, but it's good. It's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland kind of theme. And, you know, it was a great experience. It's only like $100 for the ticket. And it's like in between Cancun and Playa del Carmen. So you can be able to do something nice as well, like on a date night. You know, like I said, I brought my girlfriend here, like that's my girlfriend right now. And we fell in love here. So it's a great place. You'll fall in love with the person you bring with, and hopefully they'll fall in love with you by you bringing them here. And it's easy to fall in love here. It's a great romantic spot and plenty of things to do, lots of things to pass time and enjoy together. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to reach out, send me an email, write in the comments what you thought and some things that you enjoy doing here, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Cancun, things you didn't like, things you did like, so that the people that are watching can you know, get some other ideas. And if you have any questions on things to do or places to stay, hit me up. I'll be glad to share. You know, I don't charge nothing. I don't do this for money or anything. So, you know, I hit up some people before on YouTube about questions before going to certain places, and they already wanted to start charging me for asking a simple question. So I hated that, and I don't understand like why they would do that. Maybe they're desperate for money or whatever. But you know, for me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a jerk like that and just like you ask a question and start trying to charge somebody. So, you know, I'll be glad to share anything. Like I love this place, and like I said, I'm planning to get a place out here, bring my dogs down here. For $600 a month, you can get a spot and you know, live a good life, live a better life than wherever you're at right now, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if you have questions about moving down to Mexico or visiting or whatever, let me know and I'll be glad to answer them. That's it for now, guys. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully you found it to be useful in some sort of way. Share it with anybody if you're planning to take a trip down here, and maybe they can get some ideas from this as well. So like guys, if you coming down here to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, I have friends down here as well that can take care of stuff. If you're heading down to Costa Rica, I got friends in Costa Rica that can help take care of the stuff, you know, help assist with transportation and activities and lodging and things like that. And then the business that helped me live this life is the credit card service business. So if you own a business and you're still paying the credit card fees, you don't have to do that anymore. Stop wasting your money. You could be enjoying it every month instead of like whatever you're paying to the bank, $1,000, $2,000 to the bank every month. You take it and go on a vacation. Look at the ocean, how beautiful it is down here, and the weather's perfect. It's so early in the morning, I'm already sweating. It's tropical, and like people are swimming down there, if you could see. And the only thing I wish that was down here is that there was more waves. But like I said, if you own a business, you don't have to pay for the fees. You can use it for vacation, take your family out, reinvest in your business, or whatever it is you want to do with it. It's way better than wasting it, paying it to the bank and getting nothing in return. So that's it. Send me an email or write in the comments. I'll be glad to help you out. All right, thanks. All right, adios, pura vida.